So you want to get into music making the very first time. And I'm pretty sure you're a little bit skeptical because you don't know exactly what all you need in order to actually get started with the process. And I'm pretty sure some of you out there think that it's as easy as just buying a microphone, hooking it up to a computer, and just, you start singing and making beats and all this sort of other stuff. But I'll have you know that there is a lot of other things behind the overall process that you should probably be aware of. And I decided that I would make this video to make you guys more aware of what kind of studio essentials you need when you're trying to get started making your own music, whether it be recording your own vocals and or also making your own beats or instrumentals. Well, let's go ahead and tell you guys what you need in order to get started. The first thing that you're going to need is you're going to need a DAW. A DAW is a digital audio workstation. A digital audio workstation is just basically a place that you go to and you can actually lay out your tracks. You can create multiple tracks. You can have certain things in it such as instruments or even effects that you would like to use on those instruments. The particular DAW that I use is Propellerhead Reason, and I'll actually go ahead and leave a link here inside the description as well for you all to check it out. But I will have you guys know there are plenty of DAWs out there. So many different DAWs. DAWs may not have all the instruments that you may need in order to get started, which is why I think another important thing is to also look into VSTs. VSTs are a particular type of software that interfaces with your DAWs so that way you can actually use different sounds and instruments inside of your creative process. VST is just another word for virtual studio technology. It's just another way the software actually interfaces with your DAW. When you purchase a VST, you're actually trying to purchase maybe more instruments in the form of plugins, and they allow you to create tons of different tracks with the included sounds. So the really important thing as well is that you have a pretty decent computer. The reason why I say you need a pretty decent computer is because of the fact that a computer can make or break some of your songs sometimes. Like if you're actually trying to apply a bunch of different effects to maybe a track and you have a ton of tracks within your DAW and you're trying to just get as many things in there as possible and it's looking really complicated, the computer can slow down. It will sometimes at the same time to even restrict you from working and actually allowing you to unleash your full creative potential. So I would most definitely recommend getting a computer that is capable of keeping up with what DAWs requirements are. And a lot of times these DAWs will actually have their specific requirements on the websites that they provide you with. But it's always good practice at the same time too to always go with the recommended and even go a little bit overboard if you can. The computer that I use is actually a late 2013 MacBook Pro. And the MacBook Pro, the reason why I use it is because it has an i7 processor, it has up to 16 gigs of RAM, and at the same time too, it has a 1 terabyte SSD in it. And the reason why I actually have all these things in there is that way it can make it as simple and as fast as possible for me to create music, export music, and at the same time to add any kind of effects that I want to the songs that I want to create. Another thing that is also vitally important and that you're also going to need is an audio interface. You can think of an audio interface as a way of interfacing with the digital world through the physical world. An audio interface is pretty much going to be the device that's actually going to pass in your vocals and or say if you're maybe recording something like on a guitar that you can hook up into your audio interface, and it's going to digitize it so that way you can actually have a digital version there on your DAW. Some of the audio interfaces actually have built-in preamps for your microphones or other things of that nature. The audio interface that I use is a Universal Audio Apollo Twin. The Apollo Twin has really held up for me a very long time. It's been about roughly maybe 2 or 3 years that I've been using it, and I can say without a doubt that it is one of the best investments that I've made in my beginner musician phase. I think that the Universal Audio is a really good way for you if you're especially trying to go with a professional kind of grade audio interface. The next thing you want to get is a microphone, and I'm not talking just about any other kind of like microphone. You want a condenser microphone. Condenser microphones are really meant to hone in on key aspects of the environment that you're trying to record in. So with the condenser microphone that I currently have, which is the NT1A, the NT1A is able to record my vocals, and at the same time too, even if I wanted to maybe record something else, say a guitar or something else of that nature. I would also recommend as well with your microphone that you get a pop filter and a microphone stand. if you can get a pop filter and a microphone stand, it will most definitely make a huge difference in how your sound quality is going to sound. The microphone is a key component. As I said before, with the audio interface, a lot of times you'll find with the audio interfaces, a lot of them actually have some sort of preamp maybe built into them, or they also introduce some sort of preamp technology within there. I also want to tell you guys that another important thing to consider is a microphone preamp. Once you get this whole kind of system set up, the preamp is going to make the vocals or whatever it is that you're trying to pass through the microphone sound so much better, clearer, and at the same time too louder. It is another way of just saying a preamp is just a preamplification device that allows you to amplify the sound while also giving it a little bit of a sheen that it needs to go into the digital audio workstation space that you're trying to work with it in. The next thing I would also recommend as well is that if you do not already have some, I would most definitely recommend getting some studio monitors. Studio monitors are just these large speakers that allow you to hear the sound in a particular dimension that allows you to hear the treble, the mids, and the lows at a really nice fashion, in so many words. You don't want to just record and play back music on just any kind of speakers. The speakers that you're looking for, you have to be able to make sure that you hear everything. And with studio monitors, you're able to get a lot more of the sound. You're able to get a lot more of the dimensions of the sound. So you're able to get the lows, the mids, the highs, and you're able to hear a lot more rather than what you would actually be able to hear with just regular speakers. The studio monitors that I use, they are the Behringer Trues and they are the 2031A models. And I will say that these monitors have held up for me for a very long time, you guys, and I really do love them. I've been using them for forever, but I am most definitely looking into actually upgrading, maybe into some Yamaha monitors. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, and comment, you guys, if you have any questions at all. I know that it was a lot of things that I kind of passed inside this video. I most definitely am open to questions. If you guys have some sort of questions about any audio equipment or anything else of that nature, I'm most definitely willing to answer your questions and to look into it for you if you need me to. Other than that, Tech Anime out, you guys.